And so he said, I will gladly pay you Tuesday,
Tuesday.
for a hamburger today.
Austerity has reduced us to layaway payments for food.
Yeah, that's Wimpy. Not the brand, the Popeye character.
Is Wimpy still a brand?
It is. In the UK, you can find it in some service stations.
I think I saw might have seen a Wimpy in London somewhere.
I remember their burgers tasting genuinely grilled. Like, they were clearly grilled burgers. You could taste that. It was that smoky kind of...
Yeah, they do them out back on the empty bin.
On the griddle. They get a Breville.
They rolled out their new fleet of George Foreman's lean, mean, fat-reducing grilling machines.
God, my lean, mean, fat grilling toasting machine. Oh, yes now, George.
What?
And yeah, everyone used it for toasties.
Yeah.
No one used it to grill steaks. Everyone used it to make toasties.
I used it for sausages.
You dirty boy.
Sausages!
Speaking of food.
Speaking of sausages.
So we're going to Disney late this year, Disney World.
Why?
Why? Because it's the second anniversary of our wedding. We got married out there and we like it. It's the one place that mentally resets me. After that, I'll be like gone. I'll live in a tent for 7 years and be unhappy. But for that 2 weeks, I'll be in a good mood.
Insufficient reasons.
But I'll be in a better good mood because, we're pescatarian.
Yeah.
Well, food options at Disney World do lean more toward the meat eating. There are different options, but, there's not as many vegetarian options as there are meat options. Walt Disney World, effective yesterday...
Yes.
As the recording of this podcast, have started rolling out Beyond Meat burgers and Beyond Meat products in their Magic Kingdom park. So myself and my wife will be able to go out there and be like, we have a hot dog, please, that is not made of meat, and we will get a tasty, meaty hot dog, giving us more options.
Do you think they paid for it by firing Bob Iger?
No. I'm so baffled by that, but should we touch on that first?
We'll touch on. Well, there's been 2 high-profile firings in the pop culture world. Well,
it's very
firings, resignations, whatever.
Resignations in a suspicious circumstance.
But first off, Bob Iger has stepped down as Disney CEO.
Quoted as saying, "Hello, welcome to the Big Damn Cast. My name is Chris Bob Johnson.
My name is Matthew Iger Watson.
And we're talking pop culture news and geeky gossip because we're all just going to eventually live in a tent one day, so let's fill the time in betwixt."
Yeah. Then we can remember when things were bad instead of apocalyptic.
Yeah, so Bob Iger is just to give those who don't know idea, he's the CEO of Walt Disney Corporation. Specifically, one of the few since taking up the mantle since Walt Disney passed away 60 odd years ago.
How long's Bob Iger been in the role?
Bob Iger's been in the role since the 2000s, late 2000s, I believe. So over 10 years in the role.
Yeah.
Bob Iger has been very creatively involved with Walt Disney Studios, the Walt Disney theme parks. He's been a CEO who's been very notably passionate about what they make.
And apparently that will remain the case. Apparently he's still going to be creatively involved.
Yeah, running he's now the CEO of the creative something arm of Walt Disney Corporation. So he'll still be, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe his skill set there was just so on it that he was like, do you know what? Can you give me that role? I can't balance everything. Because he was going to be CEO of the Walt Disney Corporation until next December 2021 was when his contract was up. And they, early yesterday, again, as of the recording of this podcast, so early on Tuesday the 25th, they lined up his replacement and announced that his replacement was going to be.
Yeah.
And then later in the same day went, and it's effective immediately.
Yep.
Wait, what? So, not Bob Iger's been fired, and not we're tucking Bob Iger under a carpet. Because let's be honest, in this cynical world, my first thought was, what's he done? What's he done? Which
is my current thought for the other high profile
yes, and also the fact that they both happened within around the days of the final Harvey Weinstein trial. Where all eyes were back on the Me Too movement.
Motherfucker's guilty!
Now, and yet not of everything. That's the thing that gets me about that. He's not been charged for everything.
Who gives a fuck?
Which
he's going to
sucks, but he is going to Rikers.
So...
with his shitty walker. His bullshit walker. But yeah, so Bob Iger stepped down, and I'm hoping it's not anything to do with anything. The fact that they're making a big statement about it suggests that maybe they're not sweeping him under a rug. But this is unusual. Bob Iger has very much looked after the company. He's the one who interjected when Ike Perlmutter was shitting on Marvel and fucking up that side of things. He's the one who got rid of Ike Perlmutter and made Kevin Feige basically the MVP of the Marvel Studios world. Bob Iger is the guy who, after Michael Eisner essentially screwed up running the parks as his time as CEO in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Well, that's the thing.
Disneyland Paris was a fucking failure when it opened. It was a massive flop in terms of finance.
Iger's replacement is Bob Chapek, the chairman of the Parks Experience and Products.
So somebody, again, who has run the business side of it successfully under Iger, which is really good. But Iger came in, he's the one who, when they finally opened, it was Hong Kong, Disney in Hong Kong. It took ages because China just was not interested in Disney properties. It's not something they're fussed about. And he was there on opening day of the Disney park when it finally got opened in, I think it was 2011? Maybe slightly earlier. It was around the start of the 2010s.
It was 2019.
And it opened, and the parade's happening, and everyone's like, okay, yep, cool. Oh, there's Cinderella. Yeah, there's a little clap. Oh, there's Snow White. Play the clap. And then the Pixar lot show up. And in the words of Tony Goldmark, when he video essayed this, he said, everyone lost their goddamn minds the moment Buzz and Woody arrived. And Iger took note and was like, right. So in Chinese culture, these characters and this generation of our movies are the ones that the audiences are resonating with.
Yeah.
So immediately that park started getting, that's the one that's got the stuff based on H.G. Wells, the Journey to the Centre of the Earth rides, and all this stuff where it's more about explorers and massive animatronic creatures and all these sorts of things. They've had the Universal Park down there, for example. They've had and in Japan they've had Monster Hunter events with giant animatronics and stuff, and they've really bought into the idea of they don't want the classic, they want the framing of our classic stuff. But they want certain things now as an audience.
Yes.
So, the amount of Pixar rides, Toy Story stuff in that park. And
that's why we have 4 Toy Story films.
Well, yeah, the profits of the park, quadrupled in half a year.
Thankfully, they've all been good.
Yeah. Not necessarily necessary.
No.
But good.
But is any film necessary? And is it really necessary to talk about the fact that a CEO of $1 billion company has just been changed hands? No, probably not. It's fine. It'll be fine. Everyone's fine.
But it's just the timing that makes it unusual. It would have been something we just would have made a little reference to in the opening of the show, were it not for someone else stepping down effective immediately.
Well, not even stepping down, outright being... I don't think there's I still don't think there's been any official...
There's no official statement
about this.
But colleagues have been saying things like, it's been a pleasure working with him. Scott Snyder put a statement out saying, look, we didn't always get on. We've had some horrendous screaming matches.
Nuclear scale arguments, I think you said.
But I respect him, and I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for him and his guidance. Yeah. Dan DiDio.
Dan DiDio, publisher at DC
Comics. He was essentially... It was him and Jim Lee making all the decisions, and now it's just Jim Lee.
Apparently fired.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Straight up fired.
Well, what is his history with DC in the modern era? Because the reason why it wasn't wait, what? When it was announced, and it was more, it wasn't shocking, but it was kind of sudden. It's down to the fact that he's known for being controversial within DC.
Yeah.
Creators fight like crazy with him over stuff. A lot of hardcore fans of DC Comics say that he's part of the reason why a lot of series have gone down the toilet, especially since he's had more of a holdover stuff now that Jeff Johns' role has been severely reduced in both the external media and the comics roles. And
apparently he really hates Dick Grayson, which is why Dick Grayson keeps getting sidelined in weird ways.
Yeah, turned into Grayson, or having his memory erased, or just being flat out killed.
Okay.
Which is really, really odd. He's come to blows with a lot of people. There are different stories of him at comic conventions. You have people saying that he gave them all the time in the world and chatted with them for half an hour, and it was really lovely. And then you have other people saying that, no, he treated me like a piece of shit and clearly couldn't wait for me to leave the room.
Well, there's conflicting stories about the culture at DC.
He's a polarising figure.
I know there's been some notable DC contributors and staff who have been probably most notably Eddie Berganza used to edit the Superman line, has been outed as a serial sexual harasser.
Yeah.
And of course we all know what's become of Ethan Van Sciver. That just, what the fuck, man. Who after this was announced was the first was on the internet spreading stories that Warner are going to shut down DC.
Yeah, they're
going to shut it down.
All of the freaking clickbaity
everyone
YouTube channels have leapt on. Yeah, it's
like
nuts.
if you Google search Dan DiDio, like the first news result that came up for me was like,
first up,
is
good
Marvel
spelling it.
Yeah, is Marvel acquiring DC Comics? No, they're
not. Wouldn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah. But
as a business decision, as any kind of decision, that's ridiculous.
He's been co-publisher since 2010 with Jim Lee.
Yeah, so he is a honcho, and he is at the head. So for him to be let go so suddenly, and again, like you say, without an official statement as of the recording of this, it's like, what the fuck has happened then? What is going on? Is it to do with this week's big news about people and harassment in the workplace?
I don't know, because I don't remember hearing any.
The timing is just so odd.
I don't remember hearing any sort of specific stories about DiDio's conduct. Although I know there has been some toxic cultures under his co-publishership. But then, Jim Lee's also co-publisher, so what,
Yeah.
Who are you going to blame? But it just seems odd that they're just always gone. And they still haven't said anything about it.
More on both these stories as they develop, because again, we wouldn't really talk about it much were it not for the fact that the timing of both is so suspect.
It's just odd. It's just an odd thing to happen. The rumours are that it's because of the upcoming 5G event.
Yeah,
and that Warner aren't happy with it. But it just seems a bit extreme to be so unhappy with a planned comics storyline that they'd just fire the Yeah, it's weird.
It could literally have been down to just a fiery meeting, just like him being really shitty
maybe
in person to somebody higher up, and they've gone, I'm not standing for that, get him out.
It's been
it's
been a rocky road for DC.
I mean, how many big events are still happening that have taken a million years?
Well, Doomsday Clock's only just finished.
Yeah. Dark Knight's Metal has
a sequel coming.
Had to kind of pretend to not be a big event, so as to not confuse people, but it was, and has a sequel on the way, and its effects are still being felt outside of the event in other books.
Dark Knight's Metal was pretty good though.
It was metal.
It was fucking silly, but really good.
I love Snyder's dialogue, but get rid of the dialogue and just sell it as a book of pictures.
Yeah, picture book.
I would. Yeah, it looks incredible. I still haven't read any of it. I'm gonna have to. Comic
Dark
Pop
Knight's
have just
Metal.
done the thing, haven't they? They did a back issue. I have to watch that. I think
it's really good. Ideas by Scott Snyder, by Greg Capullo. Just draw whatever you want, Greg. All right.
Just do it, Greg.
He slips someone throwing the horns into every issue.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
Like, just, sneaky? Or...
Yeah, no, well, like, some sneaky, some not.
Okay.
But I read Metal month to month as it was coming out. It's fucking great. I
think I might have read some of the first issue, or read preview pages. Is there a thing where, they're fighting Mongol?
Yeah, that's the start. That's the first issue. It starts sort of with them in the middle of an adventure. They've been captured by Mongol. And
this is the League, yeah.
Yeah. He's making them fight gladiatorial style in this arena, and he's got the young Toyman.
The less interesting of the Toyman interpretations.
He's had him captive and has been forcing him to build machines for him. Okay. So he sends out these machines to fight the Justice League, and then Batman realizes that Toyman's built a back door into the machines where the Justice League can use them as take them over to become armor and then turn into a big Voltron thing to fight Mongol.
Okay, I'm reading.
That's how Metal starts.
That's how Metal starts with the Justice League making a Megazord.
Yeah.
And fighting a gladiatorial
and it goes
alien.
From there.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Giant dragon with a Joker face.
Wait, I thought that was just artwork on a cover.
No, that's an actual thing that happens in the book.
Because there was artwork based on that, wasn't there? Toward the end of Quillo and Snyder's run on Batman, they did a cover that was a painting with the Joker was a dragon and Batman was stabbing it and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that's a mental image they've had in their head for a while.
There's an image that is in that book.
God damn it.
It's in that book.
Does the Joker feature in it at all?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
But he's not the Batman who laughs?
No.
Who is a Joker Batman kind of halfway house thingy?
It's all the...
I'm assuming the Batman who laughs is Bruce Wayne from whatever that world is.
Yeah, all the dark Batmen.
Yeah, because
of
course.
Versions of Batman from the dark multiverse.
Yeah.
So they're all different versions of Batman whose worlds have gone horribly wrong.
Wait, I read about this. Isn't it meant to be like... Hang on. Someone previewed it ages ago where it's like they had that map of the DC multiverses.
Just flip it over.
And they say it's just like no one ever thought about looking at the back. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's that level of just
mental.
What? But yeah, the Batman Who Laughs is basically a Bruce Wayne who killed the Joker, but the Joker got him with a joke venom before he died, and it's a bit like
Arkham Knight,
where he's turning into the Joker.
Okay.
And so he basically just murders his entire...
Turns out I quite like leather and BDSM.
Yeah, yeah. Then there's there's a Batman who wore the armor of Ares and became a fucking monster. A Batman who turned into Doomsday. A Batwoman, Bryce Wayne, who became Atlantean because her world was being destroyed. She killed Aquaman or something like that.
I was going to say I've seen one that looks like the Flash.
There is
Red Death or something like that.
Yeah, there is a Batman who becomes the Flash. There is a Batman who becomes an evil Green Lantern. They're basically all evil Batman versions of the Justice League.
I'm game.
Yeah, cool. It's pretty cool.
All right. You got me, Dark Knight's Metal. You got me.
But yeah, Dan DiDio oversaw the New 52.
Yeah, which was again financially a success. It
was first, but then quickly spiraled out of control.
Mm-hmm. When people, funnily enough, went, so everything I've ever read means nothing now?
Yeah. Which never really bothers me. Like, I get why it bothers people.
I get it in a way. I suppose it's... we're of the generations now where people can go back and read so much.
That's what I was like...
So as a result, it's like, if they have invested in reading all of this stuff, you kind of feel like, oh, okay. It's like when TV shows recast a main role and people just sort of go, I'm not feeling it anymore. It's not because the work is bad per se, but like just your attachment to it's different.
Yeah.
Like I kind of get it. I love the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo run on Batman. I adore it. Even the down points, I think it's a really good run.
Well, like Zero Year.
Not all of Zero Year. The fact that Zero Year keeps going.
I feel like Zero Year is the worst bit of it, and it goes on too long. But even that's still pretty.
There are chunks of Endgame where I'm like, why? Why is this what it is? I don't get it. But then they do things in it where you go, fuck, that's awesome. God damn it, guys.
That's what Dark Knight smells like.
Fair enough. But so there's that going on. But even I, in the middle of Court of Owls. No, it wasn't even Court of Owls. No, it's Court of Owls. Yeah, it's issue 1. It's issue 1 of his run, where there's a party at Wayne Manor, there's a do.
Yeah.
And you're introduced to the Robins, they're all there, and there's a little caption saying who they are. And it says that Tim Drake is Red Robin.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And then later on, when he meets up with them all during, I think it's the early parts of Death of the Family, Tim Drake is involved.
Yeah.
But they make a big point of saying he was never Robin.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's it. In issue 1, he's referred to as former Robin. And then, 12 issues later, he never was a Robin.
Yeah.
You're like, right, what's happening here? And I can understand people getting annoyed, because you're like, so I have to go over there and read other books to find out what this means? Like, why you guys have decided to change midway through? Because it wasn't, obviously, Snyder and Capullo. It was whoever was writing Red Robin and...
It was. I think
Robin
it was
and the Outlaws, whatever
it was an editorial thing. Red Robin was on Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, that's it. Oh yeah, it was Red Hood with the Outlaws.
Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's because it was just an editorial thing of okay, everything's only been going on for about 5 years, so you've got 5 years to play with, and you've got to fit as much of.
And in that 5 years, Batman has had several child prodigies, some of whom are now clearly in their late 20s,
and a 10-year-old son.
Oh, for God's sake, just...
What?
I mean, Damien was always accelerated aging,
yeah.
but, this implies that he was born about a year ago.
If that.
Yeah. That was the one thing I really didn't like about the New 52. Again, I didn't mind too much about the continuity reset.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. It's a jumping on point.
But then Rebirth happened, and all of that stuff happened still.
But didn't. And yet all that stuff happened, except the Superman stuff, which happened to a different person, kinda.
Who's now dead.
Yeah. Oh,
but no, well then in the Superman and Action comic stuff, pre-Bendis, they merged those two Supermen. They merged their histories together.
Okay. Because
it was simpler than trying to maintain the facade that
it's been the same guy.
Yeah. But because also that Clark Kent died.
Like, look, they aren't the same guy, so we're just going to merge them. So now they're the same guy.
That Clark Kent died, so then and then that Lois Lane died. So that version of Lois Lane and Clark Kent died. And then they're just going to be replaced by a version that's like a decade older. And no one's going to go,
Dan DiDio, folks. Dan DiDio.
I don't think we can put it all on him, but we'll see.
Definitely signed off on it.
And the 5G stuff that was upcoming was absolutely his baby. So
this was the next big event.
This was the next big thing. I think October it's due to start.
It's probably still going to happen in some form.
I would have thought so.
Because the work that'll have been done so far.
I thought so. But I have no idea what it's about, so... But yeah, that's that.
Warner Brothers do step in weirdly with DC. They've got weird rules. You can't use these characters if they're going to be used in a film, in a TV project, unless it's animation. But even then, we have to have a final say on where that goes.
Oh, that reminds me, I watched Batman vs. Ninja Turtles last night.
Fun, right?
It's alright.
It does this job.
It's goofy and silly.
It still suffers from like the Warner animated DC original stuff now, where they just do like... They just cast based on CW shows. Like, all the cast are from CW shows. But
I think most of them are
Criss
pretty
makes
good.
a decent Leonardo.
Rachel
Bloom's a decent Batgirl.
Yeah, I really like Rachel Bloom's Batgirl. And I really like the relationship between her and Donnie. I thought that was cool. But the thing that really annoyed me about it was Baxter Stockman. Just have the most uninspired vocal performance. Keith Ferguson.
Yeah.
But they did nothing with the voice.
Yeah.
He's a tiny man fly person. Do something with that voice.
No.
Don't just be normal.
Or they just show up, like the guy who plays the Riddler in Assault on Arkham, which is set in the Arkham universe. And you cast the Riddler, and he's just like, oh, hello there, Batman. And you're like, cool. Can we get Wally Wingert in, please? Can we get Wally? This voice makes me want to, like, strangle something Wingert from the games.
That's why
Because it's perfect casting, and he makes the Riddler into this irritating little shit you can't wait to defeat.
That's why I'm intrigued by Paul Dano playing him in The Batman, because Paul Dano is absolutely an actor who can do...
Yeah.
Who can go fucking hell for leather on weirdness, so...
Well, speaking of... The Batman...
The Batman.
Or R-Batz.
R-Batz. Well, we saw some... After the costume reveal last week, after we recorded last week, we got some on-set photos of... looks like a stuntman in the full version of the costume on the Bat bike.
It looks like Joker style and Doctor Who publicity style. They've gone, we're about to film outside. We cannot avoid long lenses. Put a costume test out.
And, I hope it's not the final version of the costume. I hope it's like an early...
this one's a bit more combat-y. It looks a bit Zero Year, going back to Snyder. Yeah.
But I don't hate it, to be honest. And if that was the final Bat costume, I'm like, alright, that's a thing, if you're going for it, that's a thing you can go for.
Yeah, I mean,
no
depends on when the story...
that's presumably a CGI, a CGI edition later on.
Depends on where the story is in his thing, like how they're going with this Batman. Is this earlier on in his thing?
I
think the fact that he's got at least a handful of supervillains already suggests that he's maybe a couple of years into his crime-fighting career.
I think we're looking at Long Halloween's sort of period style thing. Not period as in time period it takes place, but in like that phase of his career.
Ears not too big.
Ears not too big.
I was hoping for them bigger.
I was hoping for bigger ears, but again, it might not be...
I wanted the Batcave to have little cut out spikes in every doorway, so we could walk through the doorway.
Well, we talked about this, like him leaving just a bat silhouette through every wall.
Yeah.
He's
like Gremlins too.
Like the Kool-Aid man.
Smashes through and leaves the bat symbol.
That would be a great calling card.
That would be so good.
Because imagine if you had that scene from year one with the... Not from this moment
Gentlemen, you have feasted well on that stuff, yeah.
From this moment on, none of you are safe. Blackout. Crunch. Floodlight comes in through its bat symbol on the wall.
He's on the opposite rooftop. He turns back to make sure it's working. He goes,
oh yeah. That's a Batman movie I'd watch.
That is the Batman movie.
But no, I
want to see it now.
Cautiously optimistic about the Batman. I think
Matt Reeves is clearly passionate.
I've got no problem with him, like, paratroopering up the Batman costume. Like,
Sure, I mean,
it can be practical. It can be as practical or as cartoony as you want it to be.
Keaton's covered in like rubber and Kevlar sheeting.
Yeah,
and that makes sense because when you see him in the film, he's a healthy but tiny guy.
Yeah,
he's in a bloody turtleneck with his glasses and his curly hair, like looking at his back computer. And you're like, that Batman is not walking into scenarios in spandex, beating the shit out of people. Yeah. Like he's armoring up. He's wearing a sculpted suit. The reason it looks like muscle is because he wants people to be like, "Holy shit, that guy's huge!" Because it's all artifice. It's theatrics.
Yeah,
theatrics that coat him in a fairly bulletproof layer of rubber on the front. So it's like, fair enough. Pattinson, healthy guy, will probably have bulked the fuck up for this role.
But he's not going to be massive.
But he's not going to be massive. So yeah, cover him in armor.
Yeah.
Cover him in armour, mate. It's even with Bale. Like, Bale, buff, trained, a big part of that trilogy was showing the transformation of Bruce Wayne into this vigilante. But even then, like, he's wearing armour because he's like, right, I'm going to get shot at. I'm going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So can we do it? And in Batman Begins, it's a blocky thing. And then in Dark Knight Returns, they slimline it a little and they make the helmet separate and all this stuff. But they make a point of saying, you will be more vulnerable now.
I'd argue that...
Flexible, but more prone to being shot and stabbed.
I'd argue that the Christopher Nolan trilogy... nice. The Nolan trilogy almost spent too much time showing Batman turning into Batman, and not enough of Batman actually being Batman.
Oh, that's true. When you actually look at how much Batman does in that trilogy, he's Batman for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he comes back for one day.
After
8 years.
Fucked, which is more realistic, to be fair. Like, he would be absolutely fucked if not dead.
That's why I count. That's why I count the Joker blogs as headcanon.
Yeah.
In that series, because at least in that you're like, oh, even after Batman went on the run after Dark Knight, he was still doing shit secretly to wrap everything up and getting caught in things.
Yeah.
And also here's Scarecrow and here's Hugo Strange and here's Lex Luthor and oh look, this world is slightly richer.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But hey, what are you gonna do? Ben Affleck opened up about
on the surgery.
About his experience with Batman, and
he did a bit of a tell-all interview.
Yeah, his experience with alcoholism, which sort of informed his departure from the role. With the New York Times, had an interview with the New York Times, and talking about his addiction problems and how that sort of brought him out of the Batman role, because he was working on... He'd done Dawn of Justice, he was working on The Batman, which he was going to write, direct, and star in. And it got to the point where he showed the script to... A quote here, where he showed the script to a friend. So to quote Affleck, I showed somebody the Batman script. They said, I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, fair.
And it sort of makes it clear as to why he was like, I'm stepping down from directing, but I'm still going to be in it.
Yeah.
Because you could see he was like, this is my baby. I want to work on it. I can't work on it that way.
But also,
so he steps down, but then eventually, of course, it's like, no, he's leaving entirely and they're going to take it in a different direction.
But he's also saying that not only Justice League's trouble production, and also the reception to the other stuff, it just sapped his interest, to use his words, in Batman, and of course he didn't really enjoy it that much when it came down to it. So then he's got a film coming out soon called The Way Back, in which he plays a former athlete who's got alcohol problems. Is
that the one that is showing a trailer over the top of this notes?
No, that's something different.
But that's got him in. That's really weird.
Yeah, this is... Is it? I don't know.
A Netflix movie. The last thing he wanted.
Yeah, that's not that. That's something else.
So he's busy. He's been doing work.
Yeah, but
Jason Bob reboot wasn't just this is the first work I've done in forever. It's like, no, I'm literally doing this.
And I think I've said before, I'm kind of a defender of Affleck's Batman. I like him as like an older, disillusioned, broke, like a Dark Knight Returns era Batman. I think it was a good fit, but that wasn't the film they were making.
Yeah. But it was the book they were borrowing fucking heavily from visually.
In some ways it worked really well, but then they try and fit it into the rest of what they were doing, and it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of... But I think Ben Affleck was a good fit for Batman, and it's a shame that he didn't get to really... The same way that Henry Cavill's a really good fit for Superman, but didn't get to do anything with it.
I I would love to have just seen at least one Affleck Batman story set pre his grumpening.
Yeah,
just because I think he would have been really fun in that kind of like, you know, like 2000s era kind of, you know, the Bruce Wayne is clearly being written as someone in his late 30s and have at least one protege under your wing, and, you know, the detective work and the schmoozing at dudes and everything. I could see him being a really good take on like the animated series kind of Batman.
Would you buy a Ben Affleck matches Malone?
Would I buy a Ben Affleck matches Malone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just that figure. I wouldn't buy...
No, not as a figure.
No, I want it as a figure.
Not as a figure, as a character.
Forget him dressed as Matches Malone. I want to buy a Ben Affleck Matches Malone. Not even Batman licensed. Just release a Ben Affleck figure
with a little pencil
moustache, shades,
glasses,
and a pick in his teeth.
Oh.
And I will buy it. You know, but again, that would have been great. Like, we've never seen that in a film. That kind of level of stuff where he goes undercover and all that shit. That would have been great. That would have been so much fun. I would have loved to have seen at least one film like that. Just so that when the disillusionment happened, I would have been like, wow, that really
But at the same
him.
time, I'm also...
Also, I can't imagine for a fucking second that the Jared Leto Joker is the thing that would do that to him. And then in Suicide Squad, the most he does is jump on his car.
Yeah.
Like, after him apparently killing a Robin, you'd imagine him jumping on the car, pulling Joker out whilst it's fucking driving, letting Harley crash to her death and just beating the shit out of Joker.
That's a Batman move.
But especially that Batman.
That's that Batman
who's
move,
like, I need some kryptonite. Let me kill all these people. God, Zack Snyder's comments on that recently. You don't think Batman kills people? You're living in a fantasy world. Zack, it is a fantasy world.
It is a fantasy world.
He's a man in tights dressed as a bat punching clowns.
This is a fantasy world.
What is fucking wrong with you, Zack Snyder? Oh my god. I think in the long run, his influence on that series has done way more damage than.
Yeah. But because there's ideas in the Affleck version of Batman and in those movies that I'm not like. I don't mind. I quite like the idea of coming in on a Batman who's way into his career.
Yeah.
And not having to do any of that
that'd be great.
Stuff. Like, this is Batman.
I mean, he's not way into his career per se, but it works well in 89. In 89, it's just like, the
he's
Batman
already
exists
Batman.
And he's an urban... He's got to the point where he's already just an urban legend. People are like, no one's ever actually fucking seen him. It's just criminals being weird. And like, so he's been around long enough to be doing this, you know, on the reg. I like that a lot. That's why The Dark Knight works so well as its own piece of cinema, devoid of having seen Batman Begins as well. It's just it's very in media res, and it fills you in on everything you need to know naturally through the characters. Like the whole Rachel and Bruce thing, you know, all of it is there. You don't need to have seen part one to understand
Batman Begins is a superfluous film.
It's like Stan Lee's philosophy on comics. Every issue is somebody's first issue, so you should make it so that from picking up that one issue, they get it. Obviously, that doesn't work for every series, but that's where like the editor's notes and the captions at the beginning saying, "Last week, the most incredible that and the other blah blah blah. We catch him now as he's about to do this."
And that's involved.
Like, oh my god!
In Marvel comics, at least, I still don't think they do it in DC, but that's evolved in Marvel comics. At least just having a full on recap page.
Yeah, which is so useful.
Anybody can pick up an issue and go,
so useful.
Oh, that's where we're up to. There you go.
It's so useful, which is why I'm still always baffled by the whole like the fact they're still doing the. A new #1 every year.
That'll be a marketing thing.
I know, but it's like, how much longer can that go on? Especially because now we're on like volume 28 of this comic book.
It can go on for literally forever.
Yeah,
as long as they want it to go on for.
Oh god, I'll just stick to my trades.
Yeah, stick to your trades. It's fine.
And having to go online to look for exactly which fucking trade I need to read next, because that's insane. It's
Welcome to modern comic books.
Oh god.
There's a new Transformers show coming on Netflix.
Transformers!
What is described as a...
that isn't the opening.
As a new... It isn't. It's not going to be anywhere near that fun.
Transformers, we're robots, lad.
As a new Netflix anime series.
Okay.
6-episode War for Cybertron Siege. Ties in with the recently ended toy lines. It's a bit behind the times. Because War for Cybertron is now onto Earthrise. The Earthrise figures have started now.
Are they about to release a shitload of reissues, maybe? Do you think of the toys?
No.
Would you put it past them?
Good luck finding these things at general retail anyway.
Yeah. Are these the ones that are being like scalped and sold on for stupid prices?
The Generations figures have always been like...
So I just want to show you this.
Oh, okay.
Lucy sent me a thing of shit packaging and knockoffs, and this Transformers one, it just immediately came back into my mind the moment you started. Please read to the viewers what the name of this Optimus figure is.
Deformed car! do.
I mean, they're not wrong.
You do get a lot of defamation robot.
Yes.
And things like that for knockoffs.
They're not wrong.
They're not.
It
They
is
are
a default
not
car.
wrong.
So sorry. So it's based on Siege.
It's based on War for Cybertron Siege, so it's like it's the War on Cybertron, pre-Earth, and it looks dull as fuck.
Does it look duller than that? Franz Troma's Dark
Franz
of the Moon.
Troma's Dark of the... That's very good.
Franz Troma's.
That is like the German one.
I like the fake logo.
I'm going to show you the Netflix...
The fake Autobot symbol. It just looks like
Yeah.
Cayman Rider or something.
I'm going to show you the Netflix the trailer. See what you think. See if you think this is a fun show for anyone. I'm going to take that back.
Cybertron's re-buggered up, son. Wait. I thought that was Optimus for a second.
No, that's Ultra Magnus.
Ah, meats. Oh, okay, so it's that CGI anime thing that has been cropping up more and more. Alright. He's got some Val Kilmer lips, hasn't he? Megatron is puckering right up, son. Okay. When Frank Welker is still alive, why would you cast anyone else as Megatron?
Money.
I guess. Alright, it's lots of very unclear visuals. Oh. Okay. Right. For those wondering what's happening, there was an Autobot then that's coloured like a pizza box.
Yep, that happens a lot.
Oh. Is that...
I think that's John Bailey. I don't think it's Peter Cullen.
Is that him talking now?
Yeah.
Hang on. Here we go. Let's have a little... I don't know if that's John Bailey, actually.
It's not Peter Cullen.
It's not Cullen. I don't think that's Bailey, because Bailey does a bit more of a Cullen. Because I know he's done it in a couple of the tunes now, hasn't he?
Because that is Cullen-esque.
It's Cullen-esque. That just looks...
It's grey and dull.
Yeah, it's Transformers. Where's the excitement?
Nowhere.
No.
But hey, it's going to be great to see.
Are we just numbed now?
Are
we numbed to the sight of watching a truck turn into a robot?
It's going to be great to see those awesome toys upon us.
It's not.
It's very toy accurate. Like, it is absolutely toy accurate.
Oh, I mean, it said the debut of the trailer was at Toy Fair this past weekend. So.
As the Earthrise segment of the War for Cybertron toy line is... Yeah, they're behind the times, man. They did that the same with the Machinima did the previous generation's tie-in cartoons to tie in with Combiner Wars and Titan Returns and Power of the Primes, which was shit. That looks better than that.
True,
but the Machinima ones were bad.
If you want to talk about going backwards, by the way, have you seen what Hasbro have announced vis-a-vis Marvel Legends coming up?
The X-Men movie ones.
They've gone backwards to do some Fox-related ones. Yeah,
I saw the Mystique figure pop up on my newsfeed, but I haven't gone after it.
Oh, this is annoying. The actual Hasbro page hasn't posted any.
Oh, good. Well done, Hasbro.
I'll go on Hasbro Collector. Here we go. Hasbro. So they are doing a Magneto and Professor X 2-pack based on Fassbender's costume. I think this is from Apocalypse.
Yeah, but that is not Fassbender's likeness.
It's a bit ropey. That's a
decent McAvoy, actually.
But they come with swappable heads. So if you like a McKellen, you can have a McKellen. And if you'd like a Stewart, you can have a Stewart.
Love a Stewart.
Those likenesses. I mean, it means that McKellen is buffing and in an accurate costume, but the fact they've given you the option is very cool.
Hey, McKellen.
They are doing a Wolverine, which is an Amazon exclusive, based on the Wolverine, because he's got his bone claws.
Oh, surely that's based on X-Men Origins Wolverine.
No. They've made a point of saying, no, it's definitely just the Wolverine, guys. It's just the Wolverine.
Doesn't have his bone claws in the Wolverine, does it?
Yeah, because the adamantium gets stripped from him. No, hang on. So it'd be based technically on Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Because his adamantium gets fucked with.
His healing factor gets fucked with.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, when he goes back in the past in Days of Future Past, he's got the bone claws.
Yeah.
Because he does have the bone claws at the end of the Wolverine. Because Silver Samurai chops his claws off. and then he grows the bone back, and he fights him with the bone. And then he's got bone claws, and then we have to just assume that between the ending of that film and the future set bit of Days of Future Past, Magneto's helped him.
I mean, yeah, but Magneto can do that shit.
But it's a decent Hugh Jackman likeness.
That's a good grr.
In fact, yeah, he's got the silver temples there.
It's good grr.
And he's got a less silvery temple neutral face. It's a decent figure. And this is the ones I'd love, but it's going to be a bugger to get hold of him.
Oh yeah,
Deadpool
this is going to
figures.
sell out.
So Deadpool, which looked great. The movie look for Deadpool's always been my favourite look for the character.
And it's very like good balance of comics accurate and practical.
Yeah, it's a damn fine cosy. He's in a 2-pack with Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Oh yeah.
Whose costume that looks a little bit more like the body doesn't look like it's been made to cater. It looks like they've customed pre-existing bodies. In an obvious way.
That's not a new mold.
But it's a decent Brianna Hildebrand.
Yeah, good likeness
based on number 2. Walmart or Target Walmart exclusive Cable.
Fucking exclusives, man.
He's going to be difficult to get hold of. He's going to be really tough to get hold of.
Yeah.
So I'm abandoning hope, all you who enter, for him.
Yes.
But the other one that I really want, and apparently this is a general release.
Okay.
But
not an exclusive
she
anyway.
could disappear, obviously, because of that. Domino.
Which
It's an alright Zazie Beetz. It's not quite... It's very neutral, considering she's got such interesting and unusual expressions, and you can really play with that.
Yeah.
They've clearly just gone for a neutral face.
Neutral.
But
it is an excellent looking figure.
It is, and the hair on that figure is fucking astounding.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So, yeah, they're doing a, fuck it, we own them now, we can make all the profits. Here's a retro wave of Fox X-Men characters. Enjoy, mother truckers.
When are we getting a Peter figure?
Rob Delaney.
Rob
Delaney. I was like, what, Colossus?
No.
I don't think they're going to muddy the waters.
Gotta do it.
That would be
gotta do it.
Do an X Factor set. Just literally do
that X Factor.
No, release.
Oh, X-Force.
X-Force. Release Peter with the Vanisher. So just release an empty pack with a parachute. That would be incredible.
That's very good.
Very on brand.
That's very good.
So, yeah, but I like the fact they've just gone, fuck it. Oh, and also not pictured there, because it was only shown on the overhead. They've not released images properly, but Rebecca Romaine Mystique has also been released, which makes me very happy, because it's probably the most iconic look, and I'm glad they've gone for the Romaine one. They've not clarified if it has any extras, so it's entirely likely they could put a Jennifer Lawrence head in there as well, but that'll go straight in the bin.
Not Mystique, just Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, well, that'd be on brand, wouldn't it? Just Jennifer Lawrence's head. So yeah, some good stuff from Toy Fair. Like some interesting things coming out. NECA especially going crazy. Finally getting Greta. Yeah. We're finally getting Greta. 3 new Gremlins 2 figures have been announced.
You're so happy, aren't you?
Generic brown gremlin with the goofy face, like the little squat-headed ones, the same mould as Brain, which suggests that Brain is finally getting a release in the modern era at some point, which would be nice. Greta, and the green version of the squishy head one with the Warner Bros. Logo tattooed on his tits. Because of course.
Brilliant.
Also doing Back to the Future merch. NECA have got hold of the license for Back to the Future. First 2 figures.
I'm surprised NECA don't already have the license for Back to the Future.
Well, no one's done like action figures for it. But now they have, so it's an ultimate collection. Marty McFly, based on the first film, and it looks amazing. And then also what appears to be, it'll probably be a GameStop exclusive, like they've done with Pennywise and a few others over the years. Marty McFly in the hazmat suit, so Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Marty McFly with an ultimate Marty head. But no Doc's announced yet. But they've got the rights.
There'll be a Doc.
They've got the rights to the animated series. So they're doing figures based on the animated series from the 90s.
Yeah.
Including Doc, Marty the DeLorean, Einstein, and Biff. Which was a surprise. Good. It was a big fucking surprise. They're also doing the first figures ever based on the killer from Hatchet.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was like, I've never seen Hatchet.
So NECA are...
there's the Jaws figures as well.
Yeah, Jaws figures.
There's Quint and...
They hinted that they've got the Candyman license for the upcoming spiritual sequel. Because they've done Candyman figures before, so it's like, it would make sense for them to do stuff for the spiritual follow-on.
NECA figures, I would buy the shit out of a Candyman.
Hell yeah. Also, speaking of Candyman really briefly, and Jordan Peele.
It's on Now TV, finally! I need to watch it.
Although it's in the wrong order, and all the pictures are wrong.
Oh, hey!
So
well done.
I'm gonna have to just press play on the first one, which is on there. It says Terror at 30,000 feet. Nightmare at 30,000 feet. It needs to be the comedian. Obviously, you can watch them in any order, but I want to watch them in the order that they chose to present them to us in.
Yes.
Because what's happened is it says Nightmare at 30,000 feet as the first one. The caption's about that. The picture's from a different episode, and then the comedian is like episode 3, but the picture for the comedian is on a different... It's like, what has happened now, TV? Come on.
Well done.
But yeah, Twilight Zone, finally!
You fucked it 2 years late, all fucked up.
Oh, do we know if we're getting multiple profiles on Disney Plus?
No idea.
Multiple logins? We'll have to find out.
Probably not.
I pre-ordered it today. So,
Hey!
so if we are, then we'll need to get you a profile.
Hey. Yeah, I can't wait to watch The Mandalorian, which I've totally not seen yet. Can't wait to watch it.
Well,
I hear it's great. I've not seen it though.
I know you definitely haven't seen it in any way.
I've definitely
any
not
way,
seen
shape
it.
or form.
Definitely
yeah.
not got it on my Plex. So.
No, again, I just I just looked at that pre-release discount price and worked it out as like, oh, so it's like £4 a month basically if I buy it now. Fuck it, go on, why not? And there's no terms of cancellation other than just cancel and expect one more month's thingy to come out, but it doesn't come out monthly because I pre-ordered it. It would come out yearly. So if I don't want it anymore, I just cancel it next January, and then I don't have to pay for a second year. But I would still get it till the end of February.
But they'll get you for a second year.
Oh, they will. I guarantee they freaking will, because let's face it. well, yes and no. The MCU shows just look like so much fun that I'm like, yeah, I'll stick around. I will absolutely pay that much to have access to this. And we're thinking of dropping Prime. As much as we love Prime, we don't use it anywhere near as much as the other services.
No, I think we probably use Prime the least.
Well, I'd say Prime and Now TV we use the least, but Now TV at least gives us the option to catch up on stuff when it comes. We tend to use Now TV because we don't have the movies package to watch things like new Curb Your Enthusiasm, Last Week Tonight, things like that when it comes out.
I watch a lot less on Now TV.
Yeah. So if I could just get the schedules for these shows, I'd cancel Now TV and then just reinstate it for a couple months when those shows come out and then cancel it again.
What, like when Westworld Season 3 comes out?
Segue!
So, the Westworld Season 3...
The Westworld.
Had one of its... That's
the one.
Oh, had a website go up for the fictional tech company Insight. And, of course, fans poked around in it, as is always the way with these things, and uncovered 3 trailers.
What?
3 trailers, which show stuff from the upcoming season, showcasing Aaron Paul as new character Caleb.
As new character Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Vincent Cassell's a new character in that, but he's not been named yet.
No.
Evan Rachel Wood returning as Dolores. Jeffrey Wright returning, Thandie Newton returning, Ed Harris returning.
The Mac returning.
The Mac is back, baby. But yeah, do you want to see these trailers?
No, because my context is very small for
Because you haven't seen Season 2, have you?
I've not seen Season 2.
Watch Season 2.
But fill me in on what we learned from these new trailers, aside from the reintroductions. Do we finally get any snifters of plot? Because so far what we knew was Series 3 takes place way outside of the locations
Dolores
of Series
is
1
in
and 2.
our world.
Yeah.
And she's not the only Westworld robot in our world.
Meat!
And she somehow drags Aaron Paul's Caleb into this.
I think it's a smart call to add new central cast members as the show goes on.
Yeah.
It's a good shout.
Maybe he's a robot, or maybe he's not.
Maybe he'd be robot.
Or maybe because he's, part of the underclass. Maybe he be dancer.
That's the new theme song.
Maybe he be robot.
Hello, welcome to Westworld. Everybody's a robot.
Stop. You're going to be here all fucking day otherwise.
Look there, it's James Marsden.
I don't think James Marsden will be in Series 3.
James Marsden's not in Series 3.
Unless
there's a flashback sequence. Hello,
possibly.
Anthony Hopkins.
Someone give me a fucking ball gag, will you?
He knows my kink.
It's not your kink, it's just the only way to get you to shut up. Wait, where are we going?
Hard.
I've lost my fucking train of thought now.
Westworld. Robots out in the real world.
Fuck
Aaron Paul might
Robots out in the real world.
be.
Aaron Paul might not be. Might not be.
Meat.
Dolores says that he's trapped the same way she was, but that she might just mean because he's part of the underclass. Who knows? Who knows?
Because robots meeting underclass and uniting.
Yes. Well, we've only really seen the ultra rich, the people who go to Westworld.
Yeah.
Like the real world so far.
It's very true.
You know, stuff's happening. Is there going to be a twisty-turny time narrative? Who knows? What's going on with the Man in Black? What's going on with Ed Harris? I don't know. There's a big old riot control mech that Tessa Thompson's got. Tessa Thompson's out there.
She's out there. In the ether.
The other Hemsworth is in Liam Hemsworth is still in it. Being all Liam Hemsworthy. Jeffrey Wright's still in it, looking fucking cool because he's Jeffrey Wright. And he always looks cool.
He's Jeffrey Wright. Hello, I'm Jeffrey Wright. Oh, hi, Jeffrey Wright. You look cool. It's because I'm Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. He's never wrong.
Beautiful.
I'm looking forward to it, but it's almost... Look how cool that motherfucker looks.
He's a cool motherfucker.
And Evan Rachel Wood looking badass as... She's so good in this. Yeah, Westworld. It's Westworld. It's the best world.
Any ETA on release yet?
It's March, I think.
Because that's one of those shows that disappears for a long time.
It's soon. Well, if we're watching these trailers, they've put some serious fucking money into this. There is some like Hollywood action movie level stuff going in.
Basically, HBO have gone, we don't do that dragon show anymore.
They're making movies.
We need to keep this standard up across everything else. We need to do this.
They're not making...
We need to do this.
They're not making TV shows anymore. They're making series of short movies.
Do you know what should be making TV shows, considering the short film they released online was pretty decent? The Jurassic team.
Oh, yeah, because we now know that filming has begun on Jurassic Park 6, Jurassic World 3.
True.
God knows what it's called. I hope they call it Jurassic Park 6, Jurassic World 3.
I hope they call it anything they like. They just don't call it Late for Dinner.
Yay!
It's, yeah.
But at the same time...
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's weird. I think we have an inbuilt interest in where this is going because it is the first film was such a big part of who we were as tiny people.
Because me like the dinosaurs.
Me likey the dinosaurs, and me wanted to likey more film with dinosaurs, but just every subsequent entry has been lesser.
He may be
Lost
robot.
World, not great. Cool sequences, not that great. Jurassic Park 3, little better, kind of basic, ultimately forgettable.
Talking Raptor. Dream sequence.
Fucking yes. Oh, God. And continuing the tradition of moments in these films where someone just yells a name out into the jungle, not thinking of their own danger. Jurassic World, kind of fun. But one of those, the more you think about it, it's the more you're like, why did I like this? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Make a whole movie based on that final 20 minutes, please, and I will watch it. The rest of it, fuck off.
Like the mutant dinosaur loose in an old stately home bit was
fucking amazing.
Fucking good.
Which they then do something similar with. Trevorrow and team made the story set in the campsite. Yeah. That went out on YouTube at the end of last year. That was incredible. That was really good. Like actual little small family unit at a campsite with a few like static vans and caravans in the mountains. Herbivores knock everybody out and make everybody run away. And isn't this nice? A freaking carnivore comes along.
No.
They have to survive the carnivore. And then over the end credits, we get an expansion over what we hoped this next one would be about, which is dinosaurs are out there now and we're having to deal with them.
Yeah.
And it was more interesting than anything in the previous two films. Oh, God. What was it called? A Battle of Little Rock or something like that. Battle of Big Rock.
But, yeah, we're going to be getting...
Give me practical effects and give me a not cringy script and I'll be fine.
Well, you know what we're going to get more of, don't you?
Cringy script?
We're going to get more Chris Pratt and negging Bryce Dallas Howard. We're going to get more girl who is a clone and that the importance of that is slipped over entirely.
Yeah.
Human cloning. We're probably going to get BD Wong being evil and misunderstood, but evil also. And we're getting...
Are we going to get Wayne Knight with a hook hand fighting dinosaurs like he always wanted?
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's dead. No. They've said the Telltale game is canon.
Yeah, so Nedry is dead.
Nedry is dead. He's dead and partially eaten.
Oh, good.
Not fully eaten, partially eaten. Which is why Wayne Knight tried to convince Spielberg at one point and be like, can he come back in the film?
I want to come back.
Because he's a whole lot of man.
Yeah, there's a lot of
that little
it.
dinosaur's not going to eat all of him, so let's have him come back with like an eye patch and a hook hand. And he meant it. He full on meant it.
Of course, Wayne Knight's up for anything, isn't he?
Wayne Knight's great.
He's great in Punisher Warzone.
God, he is. Yes, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
He's fucking Microchip.
I don't think do they call him Microchip, but he fills that role.
Well, yeah. The thing with that film is like it's not taking itself seriously, but it's also in that late 2000s comic book era. But we can't be like being openly a comic book movie though.
Apart from we can, but
we still can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they were still in the era where like the superheroes didn't give themselves names; they have to be given to them by the press, and then no one ever uses the name in a scene. It's just like that's the Daredevil, and then we move. Even though he's got a fucking calling card, he has a DD on his uniform, and he writes it in gasoline. And Jesus Christ, I do like Daredevil. It's not good, but I have so much fun with it. I enjoy watching it. It's such a slice of early 2000s. It's great. It's not good, but it's great.
Maybe we should do something with it.
Oh, don't, because we'd have to actually toss a coin for which version. The director's cut is genuinely an improvement. It is genuinely an improvement. It's still a 3-star movie at best, but it's an improvement over the normal cut.
The original cast coming back for Jurassic World 3, Jurassic Park 6.
Yeah. I love Sam Neill.
I love
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
And
all day long.
Creepy Stories Pending. I love Jeff Goldblum. But I don't do this to them.
Don't do it.
Do you remember how they sold Fallen Kingdom on Jeff Goldblum a lot?
And he was in it for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, and they use him as voiceover at the end. And then he had a bigger role in Evolution, the video game.
Yeah.
Which is set... apparently it's set pre-Jurassic World,
because it's the construction of Jurassic World, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, or it's like the prototype site, I think is how they word it.
Yeah.
And Bryce Dallas Howard is in that a lot, and she voices Claire, and she talks to you over the comms a lot. And then Ian Malcolm's in it a lot, and he talks because he's been brought in as essentially like a safety analyst for the whole thing.
Here is Ian Malcolm's safety consultant advice: don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
That should be the only thing he ever says.
Well, I don't know, because in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, doesn't he change his tune to be like, you've done it now, so maybe we just need to let them live? Or let them die?
Yeah.
Whatever happens, let it happen. It's like, no, hang on.
Just...
No, you want them gone. They nearly killed you twice. Come on now.
No, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. You can't put the jeans back in the bottle. Hey! Unless you're BD Wong.
Into the can.
In which case, you can put several genes in the same bottle and make an Indoraptor.
Oh, if he wasn't dead, I'd be like, bring back Toby Jones's creepy auctioneer.
Toby Jones or Noby Jones? Toby Jones with an eye patch and a hook hand, fighting off dinosaurs.
Yes! Yes! Toby is a free elf.
If I can't have Wayne Knight, I will take Toby Jones. Out for a nice dinner.
Aww.
And talk to him about his career.
For a steak and a glass of milk.
You're great, Toby Jones.
What was it? I'm not hungry. Don't like steak? It disagrees with me. Fuck, he's good in Captain America the First Avenger. Everyone's good in Captain America the First Avenger. God damn it, I love that film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or as I like to call it, The Rocketeer 2.
The Rocketeer 2.
Rockletric Boogaloo.
So, finally this week.
Yeah, Orb.
The last item on our news catch up. So Star Wars creative team have been
busy boys.
They've been teasing a list of names, a list of their creative names, and under the title Project Luminous.
Yeah.
They've now been revealed what that creative team has been working on.
Is it a series of novelty lamps shaped like battle droids?
Well, you remember in the 90s?
You've heard of the clap-on? The clapper?
The clapper? No, not the clapper.
This is the Roger.
No, the Jolly Roger.
Oh!
Roger.
Oh, thank you, lamp.
Jolly Roger. That's what it should be.
Jolly Roger.
That's what Star Wars space pirates say. Oh! They say they go Jolly Roger.
I'm not even kidding. Please, someone make that into a thing in the expanded universe.
It probably happen.
Please have a story about a battleship that is essentially pirates made up of fucked up battle droids that have been reprogrammed to steal for people.
Jolly Roger. Like Mr. Bones in the Aftermath series.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But he's not a pirate, though, is he?
No, but he could have been.
Could have been.
with a little bit of reprogramming.
Roger.
Project Luminous.
What is free will?
It has been revealed as Star Wars: The High Republic.
That's right. They're releasing strains of marijuana across the US in little cylinders that are coloured like lightsabers.
That's not what's happening.
Why is that not what's happening? Are you kidding me?
So, do you remember?
Get high like the Jedi?
Do you remember in the 90s?
Do or do not. Just bring me Cheetos.
Fuck off. You remember in the 90s? Cheetos.
Flaming hot
Sunny
Cheetos.
D. Do you remember?
Wendy's.
Do you remember?
Whippies. Yes.
Do you remember in the 90s? Happy Meal toys. Do you remember?
I do. I remember the nuggets and dressed up like Frankenstein's monster.
In the 90s, Batman Returns. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
In the 90s.
Catwoman's car had a tail. Why? Do you remember forever they gave up and they just released glasses?
In the 90s. Do you remember when Lucasfilm...
You go to jail now if you say you're British.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for saying you're British?
The rest should take you to jail.
When?
These days.
These days?
These days.
What, these days?
Yeah.
If you say you're British?
Google it. Don't just Google it. Google these days. It's a great song by Take That.
It's Bon Jovi album. In the 90s, do you remember?
Yeah. Pogs.
Tazos!
They did Phantom Menace ones for a while.
They did original trilogy ones. I had the album, but I had them all.
Of course, yeah, because you used to put them in a thing.
They had those weird notches that you put together. I don't know what they were for.
Just to stack them.
They're just
I
weird.
guess. Just oh, dear.
So in the 90s, Lucasfilm did this thing
Did they?
that resulted in the video game, novel, comic book series, and original score, Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, and toy line as well.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Oh, so Shadows of the Empire again,
In principle.
but in the new continuity.
The High Republic is a series of... Careful. Of interconnected stories. It's basically a new setting
Okay.
for Star Wars, set about 200 years before The Phantom Menace.
Right, so
And
they're not going way
No. It's supposed to be the old Republic at the height of its glory. And,
So technically the Jedi doing sod all and then being no Sith around then. Everything's peaceful and isn't it lovely? Let's just tell stories about people getting high.
but what if it isn't?
Bollock!
It won't overlap any film features or series currently planned, so it gives creators and partners a vast amount of room to tell Star Wars stories with new adventures and original characters.
I'll give him a week before they use young Yoda.
It'll be around.
He'll be around. He was only about sort of 700.
He'll be around.
Around this time.
So there's a bunch of concept art out there with, Jedi and cool Jedi. The Jedi described
There's
as
some cool looking art.
it's described as seeing the Jedi in their prime. So they describe it as being a golden age for the Jedi, but it's also a time of galactic expansion in the Outer Rim.
Giggity.
So it's going to be all about exploration, meeting new cultures, discovering pioneer life. There's a whole announcement trailer that's well worth watching. And currently, we've got the first slate of media coming. Has all been announced. And the sort of council that of creatives that planned it out was authors Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older,
Friend of the show.
Cavan Scott,
There he is, bless him.
and Charles Soule.
Hey!
And so far, they've got... This is all going to be launching in August 2020 with a massive interconnected story called Light of the Jedi.
Okay.
And we're going to get a young adult novel from Claudia Gray
Let's have a look at that cover.
called Star Wars
That's pretty.
Into the Dark.
Characters very reminiscent of the two lead characters in
Lost Stars.
oh god, what's it called? Last Thingy the Jedi. What the fuck is that video game called?
Oh,
Oh my god.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. That's the one. Yeah, they're very reminiscent of them visually.
We're going to get a middle grade, kids novel by Justina Ireland.
Test of Courage.
Test of Courage, which looks like a bunch of young Jedi.
That's a rarely used droid design.
Yeah,
that's
with the spiky cheeks.
It's nice to see. Old spiky cheek.
We've got
the IDW
Star Wars Adventures, so the High Republic Adventures, which is an ongoing all-ages series from...
I'm assuming that's going to be an alternate cover.
Daniel Jose Older. Like their character designs, yeah.
Designs on the front cover.
And then we're getting the High Republic ongoing comic series from Cavan Scott from Marvel Comics.
Nice.
Look,
it's a nice cover design, like the logo and everything.
Well, they talk about the villains of this piece. I can't remember what they call them now, but they're like outworld nihilist scavengers from the Outer Rim and stuff. So
okay, because I'm looking at the body types of our characters there. The one on the right is like is it Twi'lek?
That's a Twi'lek, yeah.
On the left, that's a very Maul-esque
probably as a Brak, yeah.
Yeah.
With the tattoos, and then Charles Soule has got the novel Light of the Jedi, which is an adult novel, and that's all coming out in August. And that's going to sort of
big old chunk of
establish this new setting. Wookiee Jedi on the cover,
yeah,
with a blue crossguard lightsaber, and fucking Twi'lek Jedi with a yellow lightsaber. But it looks like the. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
You might be excited for this
well, it's not so much
Star Wars related mid-year.
It's not so much that I'm excited because Star Wars can go Star Wars, when that can go either Star Wars or Star Wars. You can get Star Wars, or you can get Star Wars.
Yeah. I hope it's successful, and I hope it leads us to a new era of... Because here's a fundamental problem of Star Wars. The Jedi are boring.
Yeah, which is why
super boring. Which is interesting in the original films because the idea is that they've fallen into legend as being these adventurers and knights and everything, and Obi-Wan makes it interesting, and Luke's journey to try and become one is interesting. And then when he rocks up in Return of the Jedi, I think people take it or leave it because they're like, "Why is he all stoic? What's going on here? This is weird." But it's still a cool film and use of him in the sort of prime of his teaching and his learning.
From what they were talking about in you'll see this one. I'll show you the announcement trailer after we finish the podcast.
Oh, baby.
Well, what you'll see this is they seem to be going with the idea of this is the time period that made Jedi those kind of legends.
Okay, so we're going to see them on adventures and shit.
Yeah, like they're explorers on the frontier, and they're as well as peacekeepers and all that kind of thing.
What they're originally meant to be, knights.
Yeah,
because what was the video game from the 2000s? The Star Wars video game that everybody absolutely loves.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that was like the only time where it was sort of like, oh, the Jedi did cool stuff.
But
Jedi were awesome.
But that was like 1,000 odd years before.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like it's that whole
before.
It's the whole thing of we can't put it anywhere near all the current stuff because then you'd be like, wait, then they got boring in like 20 years. Because that's the thing, the Jedi are dull in the prequels. They're boring.
But I think the
most exciting thing they do is the climax of number 2, and even then it's just a clusterfuck. You can't really see what makes any of them individually cool.
It seems like they'll be focusing more on the sort of frontier Jedi.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to the dusty council Jedi. I will probably see Yoda, but I think that's probably the only character we'll have a chance of bumping into.
Price pool for Subway lunches. 12-incher I will have.
But yeah, so it's not meant to intersect.
Cookies you will not forget.
I want cookies now.
Bring me milk.
What was fucking? That's Red Letter Media, wasn't it?
Want milk now?
Creamy milk. Yum yum. I don't even know what this is now.
Bring me milk.
This is turned from talking about Star Wars to Chris's train of thought.
Blue or green milk? You decide.
Blue and green lightsabers. Purple lightsabers.
I noticed a purple one. Someone's going to be miffed about that. Sam's going to be
yellow
miffed about that.
He's not going to care.
Hey, he cares. Right? He bloody cares. No, then again, Sam Jackson wanted a purple one just because he wanted to pick his colour, and then they made that whole thing of keeping it so that Mace Windu was the only one who was purple, so that you could spot him.
Yeah, you want to spot him in
fights.
If you want Samuel L. Jackson in your movie, you want to spot him in the fights.
So he ain't alive at the time of these stories, so sod it. People can have purple lightsabers.
Yeah.
With proto versions of the phrase he has inscribed on his. Which I noticed when they do replicas of it, they write it in like a alien language.
It's always written in an alien language.
I thought on the original prop it just said it.
No, you're right.
It was so small. Like
it'll all be written in R-Batz,
okay.
which is the Star Wars.
So they could have just put anything on there and be like, "Yes, Sam, it says badass motherfucker on your lightsaber."
Well, the thing with R-Batz is it's basically a straight up alphabet replacement. It's not actually a different language. They just changed the alphabet.
Fiends.
So you just write it in R-Batz.
I'm gonna end up getting really into this if I go to Galaxy's Edge.
Letter to letter to letter.
I'm gonna be like translating everything instead of your photos. Be like, Matt, this trash can says litter.
Just Google it.
Isn't it amazing?
I can't do R-Batz.
Isn't it amazing, Matt? Look,
No.
it says litter on the trash can.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's
not amazing.
I'm gonna buy you a jizz LP.
Oh,
An LP of pure
if
jizz.
you don't come back from Galaxy's Edge with some jizz, some hot, fresh jizz
Some commemorative jizz.
from
Numbered.
from those notorious jizz slingers figuring down in the modal nodes.
I'm gonna sit there and let Captain Rex spin that hot jizz into my ears through the speaker system.
And I'll be upset. I want some fresh jizz from Galaxy's Edge.
Speaking of fresh jizz,
Hey!
we've had a lovely email this week.
This is one of the best emails we've had for a while.
We don't have many inquiries around these topics, so it's kind of refreshing to get it, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to email into the show, by the way, bigdamcontact@gmail.com. Whatever you want to talk about, ask for recommendations on this, that, and the other, just send them in. But this week, who's been in touch?
This is from Robert Fred.
Hi, Robert.
First-time emailer.
Yeah, hi,
and it's simply, intriguingly and mysteriously titled, Service. And email reads, "Hi, this is Robert.
Hey, Robert.
I'll like to know if you offer lawn care service. Do let me know. Which area did you serve?"
What?
So Robert,
What?
he will like to know. So in the future,
Yeah.
not now.
Yeah.
I'll like to know if you offer lawn care service. Do let me know.
Well, do we do that?
What?
Do we do lawn care?
No. Did we do lawn care? Because apparently we did do lawn care, because he's asking which area did we serve.
When will we do lawn care?
Have you done lawn care?
Which area did you serve?
Which area did you serve?
So,
Is this code? Is this a euphemism? Is this a sex thing?
This is a sex thing.
Is this a drugs thing?
This is a sexy drug. This is he's peddling some sexy drugs.
The thing is, this must be some weird sort of... This can't be a case of mistaken emailing.
Well, I don't know.
Because how do you...
The email address isn't that much of like a codey thing. It looks like it could be.
Should we Google Robert Fred?
Do you want to give it a try?
Let's Google Robert Fred.
A live Googling of Robert Fred. Robert Fred, dude. Let's see, shall we? Oh! I mean, we're getting some results here.
We're just looking at old army registers.
Okay, well, maybe. Maybe there's a lawn care service out somewhere called Big Damn Lawn Care, and their email for some reason is Big Damn Contact. Who knows? Or dares to dream.
Yeah, who knows? It's not showing up as a known scam.
Well, the thing is with scams, they usually contain a link of some kind.
Yeah,
of
and
some kind. Or is this just? Do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs?
Wear wigs?
Will you wear wigs?
Will
you wear wigs?
There's no hidden text. But also, he's not followed it up 9 days ago, so I don't think it's urgent lawn care he's after.
Well, I suppose we should just answer his question then. Really.
Do you think that he'll give us a bad Yelp review
for not doing his lawn?
He'll review some other company.
I heard this podcast.
Some other poor company is going to get a bad Yelp review because he sent an email to us.
I hope so. But ultimately, Matt, I just hope someone does his lawn. And if it has to be us, by gum, it won't be us.
I don't do lawns.
Do you know what we do?
What?
do.
Poo!
Respond to your emails, bigdamcontact@gmail.com. Ask us for stuff. Someone on Instagram recently said, like, do you guys going to do a recommendation segment on the show? And I'm like, hey, look, ask us for recommendations. People have done it before, and we will give them. Let us know your parameters, son. We can't just recommend a different thing every week.
Recommend random things.
Like, what are we going to tell you? What we're reading? What we're going to read? What a bullshit concept that I imagine wouldn't work for any format.
No. Hell no.
Let's just recommend something now, whatever it is.
On a serious note,
yeah,
I'm currently reading the John Byrne Fantastic Four
from
the 80s.
Yes.
So fucking good.
I was going to say,
fucking good!
Is this part of your natural run through as many of the canonical Fantastic Four books as you can get through?
Yeah. So I've read all of the available masterworks. And I'm now into the currently out of print John Byrne Visionaries, which collects like the John Byrne run. And then some epic collections have come out which sort of fill in the immediate gap afterwards. But after that, it gets a bit spotty on reading them in trade. So.
Reading them in trade. Aha!
Hey!
Put some good stuff with Annihilus. Is he getting a look in?
Annihilus hasn't popped with the John Byrne run yet.
No. What about what's your alchemy bugger?
Dr. Doom's just returned. No, the first story of the John Byrne run
is El Diablo.
Is Diablo.
Hey.
In Back to Basics.
Nice. Any good stuff with Mole Man?
No Mole Man yet.
What about that big fucker who looks like a grey lion in a green leotard? I've forgotten his name. You knew what I meant though, right? It's like Blastar or something stupid like that.
Yeah, Blastar.
There it is.
Blastar the Living Bomb Burst.
Of course.
He's not turned up. We've been no negative zone stuff. We had Galactus.
Of course.
Because Frankie Ray's been turned into the Herald of Galactus now.
Proposed surfer.
Yeah. Well, Terrax. Terrax was his Herald.
Yes.
And now Terrax has left.
Terrax is all glowy and orange, right?
And now Frankie Ray's taken it.
Which one's Terrax?
Terrax, he's like a big rock dude with a big axe.
Oh, right, yes.
Big old face.
Yeah.
Big old face like a rock. He's a rock dude.
So just a rock with an axe in a leotard?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I've not got to the bit where Alicia is secretly a Skrull and dumps Ben and starts dating Johnny yet, but I know that's coming.
That Skrull did some stuff.
That
is an undercover Skrull. That Skrull has seen Thing and Human Torch diak. Think about how dedicated that Skrull was to the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a dedicated Skrull.
But I'm in the midst of Doctor Doom's return at the moment.
I'd like to recommend the green toilet duck.
Yeah.
The toilet has smelt much nicer since we've been using that one. Not that it smelled bad for any human reasons. It just, our toilet is made of dried feces. Our toilet's made of actual shit. Because we're into recycling in our house.
That's like making like a Head and Shoulders bottle out of dandruff.
But the thing is, I shit porcelain.
So
it feels poetic. In a way.
Can you ship me a nice crockery set?
I can shit you out of fucking teapot. If you give me enough time and let me practice widening.
Right, let's go and get that on the go.
Cool. I'm going to stick some rings in my arse and make it bigger.
Shit out a custom teapot for me.
You guys can hit us up on all the socials. At Big Damn Cast on Twitter. Twitch.tv/BigDamnStream on Twitch or something.
I might be changing the streaming schedule.
Okie dokie.
So keep an eye on that. I might switch the days.
Well, there's a countdown. There's a clock and timer on the page. So if you're ever confused, just have a quick look at the main page and see what's
Cock and timer.
A cock and timer. The old cock and balls.
Yes.
And of course, you can hit us up anytime. BigDamnContact@gmail.com. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. See us on YouTube. We have video series and support the show. Patreon.com/BigDamnCast. We have many things, many plans, and we want you to look at them with your eyes and chuck us a quid.
I can't prop it up anymore.
With your eyes?
Yeah.
With your eyes and your knees.
My knees are excited to go. I'm getting old.
I could shit out a porcelain prop up.
Oh, God.
We'll see you later, everybody.
Oh, that's